Yeah, it was. It really was. Yeah, it was actually fantastic.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Oh my gosh, you all can see me because I can see you. That's so amazing. I'll stand here. Welcome, guys. This is night 1 of Inc., a new play incubator. We've been working for the last 3 months. We've paired 6 early career directors with 6 early career playwrights to make brand new plays. And tonight you are going to see 3 of those brand new plays, 30 minutes of each. Just a little amuse-bouche, if you will, of these fantastic plays. I wouldn't be standing up here without the trust that I won't embarrass myself from my 2 co-producers, Joel Willison and Brandy Champagne. Inc. is a co-production between Theater Lacadie and Pocket Theater VR, who came together over our shared value that theater should be accessible to everybody, regardless of their ability to pay. So y'all's Pay What You Can donations tonight allow us to keep doing things like this, keep connecting artists throughout Chicago, to keep making new and cool plays like the ones you were going to see today. So if you do see 30 minutes of an amazing play that you're like, oh my god, I've got to read more of it, you've got some little QR codes that should have the information about the artists involved, and please DM them, slide into the video and be like, hey, can I read the rest of that play? I'm sure that they would be super, super, super excited. If you are addicted to the things that you see tonight, we will be back again next week. There's still some seats available with 3 completely different plays that we've been working on for the last 3 months. Totally different and just as amazing. So we will be starting. We're gonna still have drinks at the end, so if you didn't get your wine from me, you still have a chance at the end. And without further ado, this is Inc.
Hi everyone! My name is Shannon, they, them, and I directed the reading that you are about to see. A Life of Luxury by Keegon Schuett spies on some new arrivals at the Bronx Zoo in the 1950s. 3 duck-billed, beaver-tailed water rats called platypuses, or I guess platypodes if you're a little bit of a stuffy intellectual. Cast, would you please enter and introduce your name, pronouns, and what platypus you'll be playing?
Hi, I'm Mo Shipley, and I am going to be reading Cecil the Platypus. My pronouns are they, them.
Hello, my name is SaniaFaith, she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Penelope today.
Sarah Beth Johnson, they, she, Betty.
All right, everybody, grab yourself a bucket of crayfish and a handful of mud, and prepare for the drama as we present a selection of A Life of Luxury by Keegon Schuett. Scene 1. Several eggs and 1 frog. A dimly lit room with a small hot tub. There's a huge poster of Rita Hayworth in CoverGirl and a golden plaque that reads, "The Platypussery." The radio plays.
Good evening, I'm Mel Bourne. In today's news, the Bronx Zoo is continuing to celebrate the arrival of 3 rather unusual Australian critters. One Dr. David Flay of Australia has provided the zoo with 3 curious little beavers with duck bills that the scientists the world over are calling platypuses. There's 1 male and 2 females, and you simply have to see them to believe them. Dr. Flay has shared some exclusive insight with us about Penelope, the older female. It seems that the rather hungry gal has been hoarding food, and even dragging eucalyptus leaves into her tunnels to make a nest. That's right, and I think we all know what that means. The zoo can certainly be expecting more eyes on Penelope, and she'll be giving us a lot to look at, as she's expecting.
I've got terrible news. There are no more eggs.
What? No! My whole life is ruined!
No, my love!
Your love?
Let me go clown around in my enclosure. I will go get extra eggs, please. Let me prove myself to you.
You can try, I guess.
Cecil storms off, ready to collect some eggs.
What's so funny?
Betty reveals 2 fresh eggs from behind her back.
Oh, naughty girl. Full of surprises, aren't you?
I've just come here extra prepared.
For what?
You know, I didn't know until recently.
Betty gives her eggs to Penelope.
When I first met you, I was afraid that you'd be a little simple.
What a silly thing to be scared of.
But you're really not. You truly are dynamic. You even remind me of my mother a bit, actually.
How's that?
Okay, maybe we should toast to my mother.
Oh, I love a toast. Just like bread, but...
Burn just right. Yes, well, here's to my mother. She only cared about her children, often went without food, essentially starved herself for our benefit.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And I told myself that I would live a different kind of life. I couldn't imagine depriving myself of, well, anything.
Sounds healthy.
No, I was going to say selfish, but okay.
You want to dance? I mean, practice dancing?
Until Cecil returns? Well, golly, why not?
Betty leads Penelope to the middle of the space, and they start dancing.
You're leading?
Not so simple now, am I?
No, not at all.
They spin around a few times.
Whew.
You alright?
Whew, I am not all wrong, I can tell you that.
Just seem a little short of breath, is all.
Okay, my lungs aren't tall enough for this ride, but they are on a roller coaster anyhow, aren't they?
Mine too. Full and empty every other moment.
Can I tell you the truth?
I hope so. That's the only thing I'm interested in these days.
The only thing? Well, why is that?
Had to live a lie too long.
Right. Well, the truth is that before here, nothing good happened to me.
Then it was all bad?
Oh, but didn't say that.
So you're telling me that nothing happened to you?
No, I always felt I was destined for more. And I know we all desire a spectacular kind of life, but I've always believed that mine would be that, maybe even better than that.
I've seen you.
Hmm.
I really have.
Mm-hmm.
Now the world has too. And I happen to agree. Spectacular.
Right? This does feel like the first moments of stardom. Move over, Spruce Goose, and look out, world. I'm ready to let loose.
I think you deserve everything that you want.
That's so nice. So, tell me, what exactly do you want, Betty?
The better question is, who do I need?
And who's that? Rock Hudson?
No rock would do it for me. I desire someone bolder.
Betty touches Penelope's paw. Betty strokes Penelope's shoulder, then leans in to kiss her. Penelope moves away. But after a moment, Penelope leans in to kiss Betty.
What, you rang? Oh, Dr. Flay. Yes, we just heard about it on the radio. And us too. Oh, well, I don't know what you think you saw. We are only 2 friends dancing. That's it. Well, yes. No, of course. Of course, Dr. Flay. I can try and seduce Cecil. Yes, he's the problem. Certainly, and I will try, but of course, well, it is harder to try on an empty stomach. Yes, I know I don't have a stomach, David. That doesn't mean that I don't hunger for more. Oh, well then yes.
Suddenly, a frog lowers from the heavens.
Oh, a frog. So generous. And of course, my favorite, leaps better and bounds better than a tadpole or a newt.
The frog lays in the middle of the space, and Penelope hangs up the phone.
So?
Which one of us should...
Put it out of its misery?
Was gonna say do the honors.
Maybe we should wait for Cecil.
Why would we make that mistake?
Okay, call me old-fashioned, but maybe it's his job to do the killing.
Why? 'Cause he kills the mood so well?
Okay. Listen, what we did, it was a gas, but...
You're looking for something more solid. Story of my life.
And if we continued this fun, I wonder...
What?
Just how long till they put us out of our misery?
Betty approaches the wiggling frog, picks it up, breaks its neck, and drops the body. Then she approaches Penelope and kisses her on the neck. Penelope swoons a little.
You want something solid, but life is unpredictable like liquid. You ever consider that mud could be nice?
Listen...
No! We're both here. Together. Now.
Right. And?
And kissing frogs will only get you so far in life. Happily ever after.
Takes its toll?
No, just a little extra effort. Especially for creatures like us.
Like us? But what's that supposed to mean?
It's so hard to get extra eggs. This place is unusual in that way.
I know it's unusual, but...
What? You agree with me again?
No, just that I got an extra egg. And if you're not scared of cooties...
I'm not scared of anything.
Me neither. Here. You can have the rest of my egg, Tiger.
Tiger where?
She
Nowhere.
sets down the egg and strolls off confidently.
Nowhere. Again, there aren't any predators here.
No Tasmanian tigers, truly.
No Tasmanian devils, neither.
Only innocent angels like you.
Oh, and Betty.
Right. And she brought you the extra egg.
Something wrong with that?
Nothing right with it. I'll say that.
Why is that?
I'm tired of walking around on eggshells. There's only one reason to give away eggs. Takes a man to see what's what. And a girl like you needs to be cautious.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a woman.
Of course you are.
In fact, I'm 6 years old. I'm all grown up.
Meant no disrespect. I'm mature too. I'm 3 years old. I've seen things.
Oh, saw your own father get eaten, sure.
You bet. Things like that.
Well, maybe you want to take your eggs and...
What? Get lost?
No, oh, goodness. No, maybe you'd want to come inside and finish in my mound.
Beg your pardon?
Well, maybe we can finish these eggs together. That's it. Maybe we could have some fun in the privacy of my tunnels.
But, is there anything private in this life, in here, or in there?
Certainly not. But don't you want to know what the grown-ups whisper about downstream as they coasted together on the current?
I don't understand anything about the current. About today? Oh, nothing.
Okay, don't you really want to comprehend the magical ingredients of a love donut? Don't you want to marvel at the mystical mastications of
A love donut.
Right? Isn't that something chew over? Sprinkles, some icing, glaze, mud.
Mud?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, silly. Sometimes mud is the most delicious thing to eat.
Better than eating crow.
Oh, so much better. A little dirt mixed with a little water. You'd be surprised how good it is to digest the worst that the world has to offer. So, what do you say?
Don't have to say anything. We could let our bodies talk.
Cecil wanders into her tunnels. Penelope wanders to the phone and dials.
Hello, Dr. Flay. I hope it's not too late to call. I just want to warn you that we're going to need a few more eggs. 'Cause yeah, well, maybe I'll be drinking for 2 or even 3. Sure, very soon. We'll see. Alert the media if you must.
She hangs up and goes into her mound. Scene 2. 25 to 35 live crayfish and 200 to 300 worms. Cecil and Betty show up at the same time. Cecil in a 1930s swimsuit. Betty dressed in a pants and blazer. She's carrying a hot little swimsuit too. Both are carrying suitcases filled with wiggling crayfish.
You brought crayfish too.
Been saving them up all week. They're her
Favorite. Yes, I know.
Oh, is there some shame in bringing something that makes our host feel good?
Why do you want to make Penny feel good?
Wouldn't you like to know? You made anyone feel good? Even yourself?
Well, I hate to say so, but I spent the night inside Penelope's mound.
Excuse me?
We didn't make a baker's dozen, but we definitely made at least one love donut.
And you hate to say that.
Penelope twirls into the space holding 2 jiggly worm casseroles by her chest.
Make some noise! Woo! Make some noise for the early worms who still ended up being in these casseroles.
What a thing to say!
Oh, well, I apologize, but is there really a safe place for worms anywhere on Earth?
Not in here, that's for sure.
Cecil approaches Penelope. He kisses her on the neck and drops his luggage of crayfish.
I love these bouncy bits by your chest. Truly, that's a treasure.
Oh, I thank you.
How can you like her casseroles when you haven't tasted them yet?
We eat with the eyes first, Betty. And well, look at them.
I have.
Me too. And I'm destined to like them. Life does have a tendency to cast us in certain roles.
It sure does, but I'm just playing good hostess, just for today.
And maybe soon, you could play exciting roles like bride, wife, mother.
I think I could find the truth of any role.
That makes sense. The delusion of youth.
Even play Romeo.
Would that make me Juliet?
No, no! That would be a tragic pairing, and Betty, you seem a better fit for Hamlet.
Oh, but Cecil, you're the one going through an existential crisis.
Then you should be Yorick. Better to play something closer to who you are.
So you think I'm a fool? Or what? You like for me to play dead?
Why not? You made such a good lassie last night.
Oh, forget last season Hamlet, even though ham does sound good right now. Soon, I'll be as big as a Christmas ham.
No, but you're bigger than that. Even now, to me, you're the biggest star in the world.
Oh, worth more than Rita Hayworth?
Yes, of course.
But what is hay really worth? Is it something that keeps you warm, or is it something that's only worthwhile
What?
if you can spin it into gold?
Cecil twirls Penelope. She spins again with the worm casseroles.
Adorable. But I think you've confused hay with straw, Rumpelstiltskin.
Now that's the last straw. Stop challenging every single thing I say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that last straw break your back?
I'm not a camel.
And not a real male, neither.
Beg your pardon.
Yes, go on, beg. A real male wouldn't be so threatened by a few simple corrections, and I can think of a few more I'd make.
Oh? Well, a real male knows someone wrong when he sees them.
Someone wrong? What do you mean by that?
Okay, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
And it'd be better if someone wrong became...
Someone who left. Is that it?
Oh! We'll certainly miss you, both of us, dearly.
No, don't go. We'll change the subject.
I still like to know what he means by someone wrong.
Okay, enough squawking. Why can't we just all get along and stop acting like late birds?
What does a late bird act like?
Like it's positively starving.
Male birds have always been a little bit too flashy.
Oh, for your peculiar taste?
Enough chirping. I'm feeling peckish. Cecil?
He cracks open his suitcase and gives her a live crayfish. It's wriggling in her paws.
Maybe you want another crayfish. One for me?
Later I will. But thank you, Romeo.
For now, perhaps you should hide that sad little suitcase away. You could put it in Penny's mound. If you know the way in.
Easy, Tiger.
Tiger where?
Okay. Nowhere. Remember, no predators here, dear.
Now a deer couldn't be a threat. Not even a doubt.
Regardless, you'd be smart to watch out, Bambi. Your mother isn't here to protect you anymore.
Good point. But remind me, is there anyone here to protect you, Betty?
I think setting the suitcase in my mound is a swell idea. Go on and hunt for a spot and put your suit on. We'll save a place for you in the tub.
Fine. Be right back.
Betty goes. Cecil grabs a crayfish for himself, and Penelope saunters to the hot tub.
And off Lassie goes. See Spot run.
You are too hard on the poor puppy. Would you stop ruining all the fun?
Can't help it. She's like a dog with a bone. Not housebroken, only focused on breaking this house.
Penelope lowers herself into the hot tub.
And I don't understand why you're focused on her when we are all alone.
Cecil rushes over and splashes into the tub.
Would you like me to crack you open?
Oh, would I?
Your crayfish, that is.
Oh, don't know about that. You don't think a gal like me can handle that on my own?
Of course you can. Just thought that a man like
Yeah,
you.
you've been doing a lot of that lately.
What?
Well, thinking, having thoughts.
It's beginning to occur to me that maybe that's what this place is for.
What? Becoming an intellectual?
Maybe we're being invited to evolve. With no predators, maybe our brains could grow. Maybe we'll change in ways we could never imagine.
Oh, but we haven't changed since the Ice Age, and there's a reason for that.
Is there really? Is there always a reason? Life is full of things that don't make a lick of sense.
See, I don't worry about nonsense. Just the 5 senses. If I can touch it, see it, hear it.
Taste it.
Exactly. If it isn't real, who could sniff out the point of a life like that?
Maybe the little bloodhound could.
Oh, she's young. You remember how confusing that time was.
The strange thing to me is that most times are that way.
Even now?
It's not awful often that a playful puss like you turns down the offer of me cracking open their cray. Or am I going crazy in here?
Stir crazy, maybe.
So then you're not trying to run away from my advance.
And if I were, I'm not sure I'd get very far, so.
And last night, was that far enough?
Don't know, I'm not sure.
Don't act coy. You're not one of those Japanese fish in the aquarium.
And what do you know about fish besides a taste of caviar?
Never tasted something as rich as that.
That so?
Besides your bill, of course.
How tragic for me that I'll never know that specific thrill.
And as for fish, I've heard there's plenty in the sea.
Betty returns in a stunning swimsuit and strikes a pose by the entrance of Penelope's mound.
Where on earth did you hear that blasphemy that plenty was enough?
For me?
Precisely.
That's a nice little suit of armor you've got on there.
Gee, thanks, Galahad. And if you don't mind if I... What am I saying? You don't mind. You overthink.
Betty wanders to Cecil's suitcase of crayfish, turns her back to us, revealing a long, gnarly scar down her back shaped almost like a question mark.
Skyfather! How'd you get that scar?
Oh, this little scratch?
Probably from some stray cat. I could see you skunking around an alley.
Don't you mean skulking?
Do I? It's not always easy to stomach the stench of the right word, especially when the truth is too foul to fly.
And I've never flown.
Nothing reeks quite like a lie.
So the scar isn't from you. Looking for a pussy with 9 lives?
Cecil, don't be...
Crude?
No, drop the C.
Ah, I see. But I'm not being rude, only making conversation.
Betty approaches and splashes in between them both, cozying up with Penelope.
Making trouble is more like it.
Well, a dog that lays with cats gets fleas. Just common sense.
And you would know a thing or two about that.
What's that?
Being common.
Oh, then it's uncommon to get questions about your scar?
Cecil tries to shuffle his way in between them.
No, just don't like to tell the story.
It's some sort of tall tale. Something that a beaver would give a damn about?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, I would. Did you get it doing something you shouldn't have?
I'd ask what you have in mind, but I know there's nothing in that skull.
Committing some crime, maybe? Some sin against nature?
Okay, that's enough. Stop making waves, would you?
I'm not the one making a tsunami. There's something lurking beneath the surface of that scar. Something that could wash away everything good about the world.
Like our eggs? Our worms?
No. Worse. Our good values. Our good traditions.
Oh, well, that would be a shame, I suppose.
But are any traditions good? Might seem that way, but maybe they're only familiar. Maybe even handcuffs would feel good to you if you wore them long enough. Would you like that, Penny?
That depends.
She wants to know. Are they sterling silver? They good enough for her?
Oh, you'd shove her in line for a golden guillotine, wouldn't you? You believe that'd feel better than a bronze one, don't you?
Now don't lose your head, Betty. Sorry. I meant to say your temper.
Betty grabs Penelope's crayfish, cracks it open.
Haven't lost my temper.
Betty gives the dead crayfish back to her.
Nor your head.
Not yet.
Cecil brutally cracks his crayfish open, and Betty cracks her own.
Well, isn't this awfully nice?
Not as nice as last night.
Oh?
Oh.
Penelope got to know me a little better.
Suppose you could say that.
But is there that much to know about Cecil? I mean, just look at those stunningly vacant eyes.
There's a lot that you don't know about me.
This sounds promising.
It does. Don't let us down.
Go on, tell us.
It'll be nice to look at you and have another thing to think about besides, oh, never mind.
No. Besides what?
Well, your poor father and the fox, of course.
Ah.
Betty, just drop it.
Bet that's what he said to the fox.
Okay, be quiet.
Bet he said that too.
Betty!
I had a wife before I came here. Was supposed to live a normal life at the front of the outback, but
What?
I think we know that certain things were expected of us all.
Back home? Yes.
And
Was too much for my wife. The constant threat of being chewed. In fact, her anxieties cut our honeymoon short.
so your sweetie couldn't handle reality.
And what is that? Something that's happening here?
Okay, Betty, take it easy on him. He's sharing something hard. Okay, go on, Cecil.
We swam together for a few weeks, avoiding the jaws of death and all the forms it exists in. And one day she said she just didn't want to swim anymore.
Why?
He's going to tell us now.
Don't want to spoil a good time.
Don't be rotten. Tell us. Do it now.
Fine. My beloved wandered into a patch of quicksand.
Oh
And her name was...
Muriel.
Sounds so real.
no! And no one was able to save poor Muriel?
Able, maybe. Willing is another thing.
I tried, but she fought as I pulled at her. She got pulled into it so fast it was nearly over from the moment it begun. They may call it quicksand, but it can move like the sands of time, unpredictably.
I'm so sorry.
I tried to pull her out, but it didn't work.
Not every male can do that.
Do what?
See the truth of a situation. It's interesting to consider that.
What?
Maybe that your wife wanted to bury herself?
Betty!
Maybe your clever wife couldn't wait to waltz into her grave.
You really think that?
Of course, she needed to be free of you! Being married to you must be a fate worse than death! Oh!
Cecil slaps her. Betty punches him.
Oh!
They're like cats and dogs evolving into a brawl in the hot tub.
You cesspool!
Lower than spit you are!
You hit like a child!
Nothing but trash!
You are! And you're nothing!
Please, okay, stop acting like animals. The world is watching!
He's the beast!
Me? She's lower than litter!
And I'm quicker than you are, you callous critter!
A degenerate! A Steve Ant.
I have the upper paw.
And I have a venomous one.
You haven't got the guts.
Try me, toots.
How to kill you, you toxic male.
Not for I kill you, you jealous gal.
I'm pregnant!
Is that true?
No. Say that's not true.
Can't smell its absolute veracity, huh? Some mangy mutt you are.
Penny would never say something so phony.
The phone rings. Penelope walks to get it.
Wait, are the babies?
Real? Well, absolutely.
What a waste.
Okay, no reason to be down in the dumps. This will fill our final days with something new.
Right. And turn this place into yet another landfill.
But are the babies
What?
mine?
Well, geez, Bug, they're certainly not.
Immaculate?
No, they'll be perfect.
I was going to say Dr. Flay's. Now, if you'll excuse me. What, you rang? Oh, yes, Dr. Flay. Of course, we're all so happy, certainly. Is something the matter? Well, no, this is good news, isn't it? And really believable as well. And before you say anything more, David, can I call you David? Well, David, I was curious if this news gives you any leeway to perhaps give me some of those extra rations, especially since I'm eating for a whole crew now. Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. No, I haven't heard the radio. Cecil, be a good boy.
Cecil scrambles to get out of the hot tub. Betty casually flips on the radio.
I was going to get that.
And you didn't. Yet again.
We're receiving wondrous word now from Bronx Zoo that Penelope the platypus is indeed expecting a brood of new baby platypuses.
And not platypode.
Shh. No, we're listening now, David.
However, it is unfortunate that these innocent babies will be born in sin. Indeed, it would be odd for this disc jockey to recommend seeing them, especially when their parents are unmarried. Why Penelope would want to condemn her babies to the fate of bastards is unclear to me.
You're Mel Bourne, the biggest, the most celebrated radio host in the world.
That's right, mates. I'm Melbourne. The biggest...
The biggest sellout! What's that, David? Sorry. Yes, I heard him. And I understand that I am a public figure. I just, figured. Well, sure, but if I marry Cecil, then you can get me that extra food?
Don't do this, Penny. You don't have to. It's the 1950s, not the Dark Ages.
Cecil pulls a worm from one of the casseroles. He eats it. Then he pulls a second one out.
I can't force him to do the right thing, David. Well, that's up to him. Oh, here it comes now.
Cecil approaches with the worm. He kneels.
This isn't happening.
Yes, it's happening now, Dr. Flay. Just a moment.
My dearest Penelope, ever since I found out I was going to be a father,
Only a moment ago.
I knew I had to perform my duty. And I know you like performing.
I do.
I'd like to ask you to be my wife, to have and to hold in sickness,
In captivity.
shh, Betty, and not just health, but utter excess. I'd like to spend the rest of our lives together, even if it's the millennia of just a few more months. What do you say, Betty?
What should I say, Dr. Flay? Okay, right. Very well. Okay, yes. I will marry you, Cecil! I will gladly spend the rest of my life with you.
Least till quicksand seems like a better option.
Cecil grabs the phone.
She said yes! She's gonna put up with me for the rest of our days!
Congratulations. You deserve each other.
Betty starts to leave.
Oh, Betty, wait.
What for? Want me to admire your ring?
A little like Ouroboros, no?
The snake eating its own tail?
I deeply appreciate your gratulations, David. Sorry, of course I can call you Dr. Flake. Apologies for being so informal. Speaking of, I'll have to be in something formal on the big day. Can you front me a tux?
Okay, we don't have to do this.
What?
Look, let this eat away at us till we're nothing anymore.
Is that so?
And, it doesn't have to change what we have together.
This changes everything. I agree, Dr. Flay. Together, Penny and I will make a whole army of babies. Yes, an infantry of infants. Good one, David. Sorry, Dr. Flay.
But we're not together. We're just in the same cage.
I'm sorry you see it that way.
The way it is, you mean?
Betty tries to leave once more.
Betty, would you be my maid of honor?
Congratulations. Really, you've gotten what you've always wanted.
That means you'll do it?
It means good night, Penny.
She leaves. Penelope looks after her.
Yes, I have been married before. No, not divorce. Quicksand, actually. Did you see what I did? Yes, a worm right from the casserole. She loves it.
Not exactly Ayers Rock, is it though? Oh, ask him about the extra rations, would ya?
Penny wants to know about the food.
Will there be more? Ask that.
Golly, she's really hungry, and we really need
Jean,
to...
just give me the phone. My love, just give me. Thank you. David, we'll need cake for the ceremony, made out of the best Australian mud you can find. Yes, something from a riverbank. No need to break the bank. Just a little old ground.
Anything you need from me, my love.
I need you to go.
Oh, okay. I see.
Look, don't be so sore. There's a lot to plan. I'll muscle my way through.
Can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Feel like I'm a millionaire, walking on air, flying through the sky.
Like a bird? If only you and I are confined by gravity.
And this cage. And don't forget our fertile flat feet.
How could I? Well, good night, my darling fiancé.
Good night, Penny.
He leans in for a kiss. She turns her bill, and he smooches her cheek. She glares until he leaves.
Okay, now you listen to me, David. No, I'm speaking. I bring guests to the zoo, don't I? And with babies on the way, yes, real babies. Is there any other kind? Seems to me I'm a real commodity. No, not an oddity. But now that you mention it, I bet the circus would give me the extra food I crave, because I simply cannot stomach the idea of getting less than I deserve. Yes, I know I don't have a stomach, David! Do you know how spineless you sound? Draft up a new budget. I'm marrying Cecil, carrying his kids like fresh goats to the slaughter. Do you have any idea how much I've sacrificed for this? Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, double the rations. I suppose that'll suffice. And the mud cake for my splendid platypus wedding. Don't forget that. Ta-ta, David. If you'll pardon me, I have a suitcase full of crayfish to eat. Yes, in my secret tunnels. Good day.
She hangs up the phone, admires her ring again, and shows it to the glass. She twirls and looks towards the applause sign, but nothing. Twirls again. Still nothing. She looks at the worm, lifts it to her bill, and gobbles it down. End of scene.